this off. Hello, people. Hello. Welcome to Maximus's house. My name is Auralies Deciumus Maximus. It was someone I watched on Jesus getting crucified, but I was the original Jesus long before all that. The original God that Jesus was named after. That wasn't his real name. I was the one who was. Anyone who stood up to Rome was crucified in my name. So watch yourselves. And this is how we used to walk, like this. And I did a few fights, like that usually, straight through there with my sword. Oh, there's a death blow this way, straight through there. And that was the way I ended my fights, and everyone cheered. Aurelius, Aurelius, Maximus. You know, it's Maximus because what more do you want? And yes, I ruled Rome with an iron fist. And yes, I was the original Jesus. I was actually crucified back then in a different way, but it was known as the crucifixion of Jesus, you know, the one who got, was me as well in a way. It's hard to explain all that really. I've got my sauce cooking, but the Jesus, you know, see the way we walked. I'll tell you this story. We walked down like this. That's how we walked in Rome because we had no shoes. We all walked on the stony paths. You'd have to walk like this to get across it quickly. And then you stab with your two swords. And straight through the heart, twice waves to slice it in four. If you got a good one on a good day, it would slice it neatly in four. And then they'd feast on the body in the chapels. And it's a long story why Jesus was me as well as me being Jesus back in the day, because back then I was a tinkerman selling the first medicines made out of oils and balms and things like that on my truck. I had a truck pulled by a donkey, and I was the original God Spirit. My name was Jesus, and which isn't actually a Hebrew name, funnily enough. They took my name as Hebrew to call people who they crucified Jesus. Now the funny story is, I did return later because they used my name as that person, so I was both Jesus and the one you know is crucified, whose name was Jehovah. Is the more the name started with S. I can't tell you his name. I'm not allowed to speak it again. So yeah, that's the story of Aurelius Maximus Deciumus, or however you like to say it, Maximus Deciumus Aurelius, or Aurelius Deciumus Maximus. Everyone had a different way of saying it. Maximus Deciumus, or Aurelius Deciumus. Depends who you talk to, who say which name would mean what. It all had meanings. Names had meanings. They weren't just John, Simon, Mark, Jerry, Fiona, Kathy. It was like Maximus. Deciumus, Auralies. And I'd be like, jaw. I'd be like, I can't remember the other names. There was Spartacus, and there was Spartacus, what Aurelius? And I'd say, good day for food. And that's all we said basic stuff. There's the stony ground walk. Looks like the gay walk, but we were walking like we're on, it was hurting our feet, so it always hurt your feet. You always end up angry. Always mentally ill in a way, but we didn't think of it that way. It's just more, I will kill you and the whole system, family, and everyone. Oh, you think so? I'd can't get a sword and straight through the head, through the forehead. And I'd say, most definitely. Yeah, it was good times. Anyway, I just had that thought before. I thought I'd make a note. And I hope you enjoyed, and I'm going to have my spaghetti bolognese, which is what we had back then. I'm making meatballs and sauce, but we actually lived on spaghetti bolognese. And it was similar. It was made just from flour and water. And we get the ladies to do this. They make long bits of spaghetti out of flour and water, and then it wasn't tomatoes, it was just like vegetable broth. Tip it over. It's nice. It's nice. Probably nicer than that, because this is sort of stinkweed. Tomatoes is sort of a joke, isn't it? Real tomatoes, real bolognese is it's Roman. The Greeks make it Greek. Stinkweed. Sorry, it's funny. Chuck a few anchovies in might help.